Stampin' with Amore, and today I have a card tutorial to share with you. This is a little bit of a technique card. If you can see the background that's on this, it's super cute. I love doing this, and it's so easy. You just have to go with it. I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is. And this is watercolor paper, and the texture on it is super pretty. And so this is using the Daisy Delight, the bundle, and it is back in stock for those of you who have been asking. It is the Daisy Delight, and it has the coordinating punch. So this is a bundle, you save 10%, and it is an awesome set. It sold out really quick, but it is now back in stock, so you can order it again. So this is the card that I created with it, and look at the 3D on that daisy. Is that not adorable? So this is the card I'm sharing with you. So it is a bit of a technique card, so let's go ahead and get started. You are going to need a piece of watercolor paper that is 5 1/4 by 4. I'm using a piece of basic black, is 3/4 by 3 1/2. And then you need a basic card base, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and this is the thick Whisper White. And then you're going to just need some scrap Whisper White to stamp your daisies and punch them out on. Okay, so let's get started with the embossing. And I'm using white emboss for this, and you're going to use your Versamark. And we're going to use the daisy. And we are going to stamp this daisy randomly. This is going to be a little bit hard for you to see because the Versamark is clear, but maybe I can show you. So you're gonna stamp this a little bit off the page too, because you want it to flow really well on this piece of cardstock, the watercolor cardstock. So it looks like a pattern and not just flowers stamped randomly. So I'm going to just go ahead and stamp those all. I may have to move my paper a little bit to see where I'm stamping because it is really hard to see. So if I turn it certain ways in the light, I can see where it's stamped. Hopefully I won't go over one of the other ones. And I forgot to use my Emboss Buddy. You want to use your Emboss Buddy, especially when you're stamping this much. And it keeps off, I'm going to do it on this part since it keeps off the embossing powder where you don't want it. So I'm trying to see exactly where I have it. It's really hard to see. I think I'm going to stamp a couple little areas off. Hopefully I'm going to get this right. I should have actually stamped on the other side. It's a lot easier to see. And it just needs to be random. It's not really, you don't have to be really picky on this part. Alright, let's see how we did there. So let me grab my embossing powder. And we are going to pour it all over here. I have a really bright light that's on my desk here, and I could see it really well when I had it. I think I did okay though. Can see it really well when I had it on when I was doing my original one, but I can't, when I'm filming, I can't use it. Okay, so we got that all ready. Oh, I missed a little bit of spot here. So can you see maybe a little bit where I have it embossed? Okay, so we're going to heat that with my heating tool, And I'll speed it up during that so you don't have to listen to it. It's pretty loud. So I'll get that and let's get going. Okay, so you can see that I have this all embossed now with the white embossing powder. And it's really pretty even before we do the fun part. So while I have the embossing gun out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment and on the basic black, and then we'll heat emboss that, and then we will get on to the technique. Oops, I don't want that. So I need my Versamark. And let's get that with our embossing buddy. Especially when it's writing, it's really important. All right. Hopefully I have that straight. Okay, so let's use our embossing powder on that. I really love the white with the embossing powder. It just really is striking to me. Okay, so let's heat that. I'll speed it up again. So there it is, all embossed. So okay, let's get on with the watercolor technique. All right, so I have a glass of water here, and I have one of our Stampin' sponges, and I cut it into 4 pieces, but we're only going to use 3. And then I'm going to use some Daffodil Delight, and you're going to squish it onto the top of your pad. And we're going to do that with the Melon Mambo. So we have ink on the cover, and then also on the pumpkin pie. Get a little bit more on there. So what I am doing is, first I have a little brush, and I'm going to really wet this watercolor paper. I mean, you want it really wet. And this, you don't have to be really picky with it. When this technique, it really is really quite simple. Okay, so I have that pretty wet there. Now what I'm going to do first of all is I am going to grab my Melon Mambo sponge, and I'm going to dip it into my water and get it wet. And then I'm going to pick up this Melon Mambo. And what you're going to do is you're just going to dab it around. I did it around the leaf part. And don't just dab it, because that's the effect of it. Don't get real fussy with it. Like, try to fill in the lines. That's the fun part of it. And you could see it just spread everywhere. And if you need a little bit more, if you want it darker in some areas, just pick that up. And then I'm going to set the Melon Mambo one aside, and I'm going to pick up the Daffodil Delight, and you want to wet it. And pick up your Daffodil Delight, and I just did the centers, the Daffodil Delight. And if you want to dab a little bit, like in different areas, you can do that too, just to add a little bit more. And then I'm going to grab and wet again the pumpkin pie one, and we're going to grab that and just start dabbing that randomly to fill in the spaces that are left. But super quick and easy. You do have to let this dry. So that is it for that. I'm going to close up the ink here, and we're going to set that aside for a minute. And I am going to, I need these out still, but I'm going to turn them around because we're going to need it for the flowers. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set that aside a minute, and we are going to punch out our flowers with the scrap that we have here. So you're going to need 2 of the daisies. And then what I did was I just took those sponges and just went over them, flowers like that. And then this one is the orange, the pumpkin pie. You can do it all the same color. I just liked that we had both the colors. And then I'm going to stamp the Daffodil Delight right in the middle of that. And this is just the centerpiece. And then let's put our inks away. And we're ready to put our flowers together. And I used a dimensional for in between them. And what I did was I just used my fingers to curl these up so it looked more real. And I put a dimensional on the back. And look how cute that flower is. Are these daisies not adorable? And then for this piece, it's still a little damp. I'm going to take my heat gun to it and dry it a little bit. Okay, so this is pretty dry now, but isn't that cute how the background and the daisies show through? I just thought it was so cute. And then we're going to take our base, and I'm going to use some fast fuse because when you're using watercolor paper, it's pretty thick. And either use your tear and tape or fast fuse on this so it stays down. So we're going to attach this to our card base here. And then I'm going to add our sentiment here. Doesn't the black look striking next to the bright colors? And then I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of the flower. I'm not going to pop this part up because I popped up the middle. So I'm just adding some fast fuse to the back. And we're going to attach it right here. And you can fool with this and pull these back up if you like them up, or move them around. So that is it. Look how cute and fun and easy that was. Is that not adorable? The colors, I love these colors together. So here's the other one. So if you need any supplies for this, you can go to my blog at stampingwithamore.com. And I'm so happy this new daisy bundle is back in stock so everyone can get it. It's so cute, and there's so much options with this set. So I hope you enjoyed, everyone. Have a blessed day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.